As you have known by now, William Shatner went to space in Blue Origin space rocket. We are going to discuss the statement of William Shatner after landing and the importance of spaceflight for humans. Hollywood actor William Shatner has become the oldest person to go to space as he blasted off aboard the Blue Origin suborbital capsule. The 90-year-old, that's how old he is, who played Captain James T. Kirk in Star Trek films and TV series, took off from Texas desert and three other individuals. Mr. Shatner's trip on the rocket system developed by Amazon.com founder Jeff Bezos lasted about 10 to 11 minutes in total. Those aboard got to experience a short period of weightlessness as they climbed to a maximum altitude just above 100 kilometers, which is 60 miles. From there, they were able to see the curvature of the Earth through the capsule's big windows. William Shatner said, "Everybody in the world needs to do this." As he told Mr. Bezos after landing back on Earth, it was unbelievable. In tears, he added, "What you have given me is the most profound experience. I'm so filled with the emotion about what just happened. I hope I never recover from this. I hope I can retain what I am feeling now. I don't want to lose this." Mr. Shatner was joined on the flight by Audrey Powers, the Blue Origin Vice President, Chris Buzhon, who co-founded the Earth imaging satellite company Planet, and Glenn DeVries, an executive with the French healthcare software corporation Dassault Systems. They were given a couple of days training, although there was nothing really major for them to do on the flight itself other than enjoy it and experience it. The rocket and capsule system known as the New Shepard is fully automatic, controlled from the ground, remotely. When the capsule touched down in Texas, it was quickly surrounded by ground teams. Mr. Bezos himself opened the hatch to check everyone inside was okay, and he said to them, "Welcome, astronauts." After the immediate celebrations with family and friends, the crew lined up to receive their Blue Origin astronaut pins. We are exceedingly thorough from the earliest days up through now as we have started our human flights. Safety has always been our top priority. William Shatner may have been the first person to go from Star Trek's version of space to the real thing, but three NASA astronauts have made the opposite journey. Also, providing a link are Gene Roddenberry, the franchise creator, and James Doohan, the actor who played Montgomery Scotty in the original 1960s series and subsequent films. Both men had their ashes sent into space. The flight of the profile of the New Shepard, see picture. First position is the capsule and booster take off vertically. Second, capsule separates at about 250,000 feet, which is 76 kilometers high up in altitude, and continues to about 350,000 feet, which is 106 kilometers in altitude. Position 3, booster lands about 2 miles from the launch pad. And position 4, capsule parachutes back to the desert floor with the crew. Space tourism is going through something of a renaissance currently. Throughout the 2000 year, a number of high-valued individuals paid a visit to the International Space Station, ISS, but these flights were organized under the patronage of the Russian Space Agency. Now the sector is being rekindled and it looks more resilient simply because there are many more private space companies chasing the business, and this would bring down the prices for a space ticket to purchase for a wider pool of customers. Richard Branson of UK is also participating in this space program. And then, of course, there is Elon Musk, whose Dragon capsule will send people orbital to circle the Earth for several days, as it did for privately funded Inspiration 4 crew last month. While Mr. Bezos simply invites some people to fly on New Shepard, he is selling other seats, and the ticket prices by Richard Branson are about $450,000 or £330,000 against the journey. Blue Origin is planning one more crewed flight this year, with several more crewed flights planned in 2022. In conclusion, it's a small step for man, but a giant leap for mankind. Neil Armstrong's quote. William Shatner's actual spaceflight videos are all over YouTube. You can go check for the footage yourself. Some quotes of William Shatner after landing back on Earth. It's a real testimony to the human imagination, the power of science fiction, and the stories it tells about a hopeful human future. Quote number 2, we have so much science and climate denial that the more people can understand there is a thin veil that separates us from the cold death vacuum of space. Kirk is right. The faster we're going to be able to take care of the problem we have on Earth. Quote number 3, everybody in the world needs to do this, William Shatner says after his space flight. Quote number 4, it would be so important for everybody to have that experience through one means or another. And before going in the space flight, he tweeted on Twitter saying, I do not know what I may appear to the world, but to myself I seem to have been only like a boy playing on a seashore, diverting myself and now and then finding a smoother pebble or a prettier shell than ordinary, whilst the great ocean of truth lay all undiscovered before me. And here is NASA's explanation when the rocket experiences max Q. Here's what that means. The New Shepard rocket and capsule just experienced what's called the max Q, an aerospace term that refers to the point during a flight at which a vehicle experiences its maximum dynamic pressure. Put simply, it's when the rocket is drumming up high speeds at a time when the atmosphere is pretty thick, putting a lot of pressure on the vehicle. It's when you see science fiction spacecraft coming into a planet's surface and the spacecraft heats up. That's what it means. Here is NASA's explanation. The density of the air decreases with the altitude in a complex manner. The velocity of the rocket during launch is constantly increasing with altitude. Therefore, the dynamic pressure on a rocket during launch is initially zero, because the velocity is zero. The dynamic pressure increases because of the increasing velocity of the some maximum value, called the maximum dynamic pressure or max Q. Then the dynamic pressure decreases because of the decreasing density. All the source articles are linked in the video's description box. Enjoy this video? Then must have a look at these videos. Click like if you liked today's video. Click the red button to see more of the videos, and hope to see you next video.